5 days. It took them 5 days to come up with this? Well, this gave me a good laugh. I'll leave a link to this in the description box along with the link to Reddit where the original post was found. I do believe this was posted an hour later on April 29th when these were both screen captured, but I haven't been able to get to the video till today. Anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the article. Again, this can be found on GameSpot, and I'd like to draw your attention up to that barely visible writing up there. GameSpot may receive revenue from affiliate and advertising partnerships for sharing this content and from purchases through links. Now, I don't know who their affiliates are or anything, but just wanted to point that out. PlayStation users report new online license checks, but Sony quells concerns. Exactly when did they do that? Not for the last 5 days while everybody was trying to figure out what the hell is going on, but conveniently 1 day after new information was found by the community for the reason why this most likely occurred and how the licenses actually work. But I digress. The problem, I love how the article starts out automatically painting this in the light that this was not intentional when it clearly was. It was confirmed by their own AI before it was confirmed by them, and it's clear that it's coded into the purchase content now. The problem appears to be affecting both PS4 and PS5 games purchased after March 2026. You can see the person that wrote the article here as well as the date and time that it was written. A new quirk, love how they put that, a new quirk has begun affecting PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 owners with digital game purchases. It appears the system's latest updates have introduced a 30-day online license check for digital games, leaving those who have extended internet outages without access to certain games. However, Sony has clarified exactly how it works, and it seems like most players have nothing to worry about. Exactly when did they clarify it? I'd like to know, as for the last 5 days, they ain't said shit. Anyways, continuing on. Several users, including the game accessibility Twitter account Does It Play, have reported all new PlayStation Store purchases, those made before March 2026, appear to be unaffected. Feature a 30-day timer that shows when you need to connect to the internet again before losing access. Right there contradicts what Sony said, as Sony said you do not need to connect every 30 days, it's a one-time thing, which I can confirm is true, it is only one time, but otherwise that contradicts Sony. Any case, going on, this timer doesn't appear to be visible on the PS5, but according to Does It Play, it is still being tracked in the background. And here you can see what I'm assuming is a post by Does It Play on either Twitter, X, whatever the hell it's called. I don't pay attention to all that. But in any case, Does It Play, potential major DRM issue rolled out by PlayStation and Xbox as well, allegedly. All new PSN purchases now have a 30-day validation countdown, already investigating to find out more details. While unlikely to be a tangible issue for most players, there are definitely use cases that could see a PS4 or PS5 disconnected from the internet for extended periods of time. According to a statement Does It Play gave to Kotaku, the license checks may have been introduced to combat refund scams, but were designed to convert into unlimited license afterward. Yeah, 2 weeks later, after you are no longer able for a refund, it does convert to a permanent license. At least has been my case with one of the games that I have that's affected by this. That appears to be the case, with an SIE spokesperson telling GameSpot the following, and this is what was on Reddit. Players can continue to access and play their purchased games as usual. A one-time online check is required to confirm the game's license, after which no further check-ins are required. Now, this does confirm that it is not a every 30 days check-in as we originally thought, because they weren't saying anything. However, they don't get credit for telling us that. We actually found that out the day before they decided to release this statement, thanks to the community and Andrew, who then was able to confirm getting the indefinite license on one of the games that he had affected by this. But in any case, I will say, if that is the complete statement that the SIE spokesperson released to take and cover this, what people were wondering about, for 5 days that they would say nothing. The person that wrote this article is doing a better job of trying to paint them in a positive light and explain things for their side of things than what the SIE spokesperson did. Going on, at least one major gaming company has wasted no time in chiming in, however. Retailer GameStop published its own statement on the situation, emphasizing that this problem will not happen if you purchase physical games. Gotta hand it to them trying to take advantage of the situation. Now, I do want to state something about that because I've been seeing a couple of videos talking about some of the newer physical games. If you have the older physical ones, yeah, they should be fine as far as I would think the license is on the disc and handled differently. But I have seen some things about the much newer games that either when you go to get it, it doesn't have the damn disc, it's got a code to download it in there, or it will have the disc but only a part of the game, very small segment, and you gotta download, the totality of the game from the website. And if they are putting this type of protection to try to stop them from pulling their license on digital games, period, and these things are basically digital going forward with those certain ones, an example being, I think they said the remake of Assassin's Creed 4, why wouldn't they want to protect those as well, especially something coming out like GTA 6. So just be careful of the other ones, know what you are purchasing, because some of the later physical media may have the same issues that buying digital does. Any case, continuing on, game DRM has been a continuous issue for years, particularly with the launch of Xbox One back in 2013. Originally, plans were in place to allow users to install physical games to their systems and then no longer need the discs. Instead, it would require online license checks. This didn't go over particularly well, as you might recall, and Microsoft ultimately opted for a system much like the Xbox 360, but not before Sony mocked it with a cheeky ad of its own. Well, even though I'm not a Xbox player, I say it'd be about time they return the favor then. And yeah, it didn't go over very well for them back then, so Sony, what in the hell were you thinking? I have an idea on how that could have been handled much better, but I think I'll save it for a different video. In any case, this is where the article ends. As far as what I screen captured, it might be the end of the article, period. I couldn't get the browser to load anything more, but I'll leave a link for you if you'd like to go and read it for yourself. In any case, thank you for taking the time to watch the video. I appreciate it. Take care. This has been a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin via the Eyes Only Informant Net. Peace out.